Vote for me and I'll set you free.
Free is just another word for nothing left to lose. Over me.
All right, folks, you certainly know what that theme song means by now. That's right. It's time for another episode of America Matters. I'm your host today, Leo Zacky, and joining me, as always, is the great Eddie Floyd there in studio.
Nathan,
Yeah.
Leo has joined us now.
Hey,
Look, I'm all about achieving awesomeness, Nathan.
I appreciate that, bro.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, it's going to be fun. And if people want tickets, they just have to email us achievingawesomenessnow@gmail.com. Write that down. It's achievingawesomenessnow@gmail.com. There's only a few seats left. This thing is almost sold out, and we'd love to sell it out right here on America Matters Media.
I'd love for that.
Leo, the only thing that you missed was Nathan said he's going to try to get the entire Osmond family to support Leo Zacky. That's like you winning a whole state, you know.
I love that.
Yeah,
He's got a huge family. I mean, let's get the whole Osmond family together. Big family reunion.
That's a lot of teeth, baby. It's going to be like an ivory fest.
Oh, man. Well, Nate, I'm so glad to see you, brother. I love when you join us on the
Well,
show.
so good to be here. I've been telling everybody in Utah about this Leo Zacky guy. They got to go vote for in California. California needs your help, Leo.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? Believe it or not, we actually got some rain, talking about help. Much needed rain here that we just got in Los Angeles. And well, the good news is it rained, which is going to help make everything nice and moist. So we have a lot less chances of having more awful fires. Bad news is that all the toxic waste that has been left to languish, courtesy of our very productive and future forward-thinking leaders, is now being washed out to sea, which is definitely going to make, the sea life there probably die. And the beach is really not somewhere you want to go. And I can see this taking a long time. So I would not expect to come to Los Angeles to go to the beach anytime this summer.
Amen, Leo. I have a quick question for you, and then we'll go back to Nathan with his questions for you. But my question is concerns over mudslides, because I used to live in the San Diego area in a small little town called Bonita. And boy, we were always concerned about mudslides after fires.
Yeah, I went back into the Palisades fire zone yesterday. I was with Josh Flagg and showing him around the devastation. And we couldn't go into the Palisades Highlands because a mudslide had blocked the road there. Wow. And then there was another mudslide that blocked the road on PCH past Temescal Canyon. And that was yesterday afternoon around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And it started raining a lot heavier yesterday evening. And so I'm almost positive. I haven't checked any of the reports, but I mean, I would be surprised if we didn't have any more mudslides. So I can guarantee you that more of that has taken place in the last 12 or 18 hours. So and it's going to cause more destruction. I don't know if any homes have been lost, like not homes that survived have been lost to it or not, but I mean, it's just going to be nasty mudslide, burnt ash, possibly toxic house mess coming down. And our leaders are dragging their heels on this whole process. Thankfully, Donald Trump came here and laid the smackdown on Karen Bass and all these idiots that are running the show. So it was really funny. I don't know if you guys saw that clip. He was at the Palisades Fire Station, Engine 69, there on Sunset Boulevard, having that press conference, and somebody took the microphone away from Karen Bass because she was just being an obstinate, stupid. You know what?
You don't have time to wait around. These people want to clean their lots off, and they're not letting them.
It's ridiculous. You need a permit to spend $25,000 to clean. What?
Yeah, they said we'll take a week. A week is too long, he says. Let's do it now.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. The fires are out. Let people go back. Clean it up. Get the dump trucks. Get the dozers. Get the cleanup crews. Grab a shovel. Get it. All that crap out of here. Just get it gone. Ain't hard.
Absolutely.
Really not that hard, but you know what?
That's their hearts. They're all starting over. I mean, a lot of people, say, well, what about fire insurance? Well, what happened, Leo? Tell them what happened with the insurance just, a month or two before all these fires?
Yeah, well, because we have an insurance commissioner in a very woke progressive state that believes we should not do as the Indians, the Native Americans have done, and do backburning. We should just let it all be. So we have an extremely abnormal amount of wildfires that burn so out of control that the insurance companies then have to cover those costs. And because it's such an extreme volume of insurance claims that are 100% preventable with proper forest management and taking care of your infrastructure, and I don't know, having water to fight fires, let alone fire equipment, not giving it away to other countries, they had to raise rates, and the insurance commissioner and Gavin Newsom said, nope, you're not going to do that. So they were left with two choices: go bankrupt, funding the insanity, or drop the coverage on people. And so unfortunately they dropped the coverage on a lot of people. So, but we do got to take our first break here on America Matters. We can talk more about the fires and whatnot when we get back. Don't forget to comment on Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff. We want to hear from you. 775-384-4444. This is America Matters. We'll be right back.
This is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite nonprofit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
Sliced fish sandwiches every day, made right before your eyes, the portal stops way. It'd be a smoking number 5 or a classic number 8, or maybe an Italian is your number 1 fave. Whatever you crave, prepare to fall in love. Sliced fish sandwiches, portal subs.
The grilled chicken melt at Port of Subs will warm up your winter with savory grilled chicken and your favorite melty cheese on fresh baked pepperoncini pepperjack bread, topped with all your favorite veggie toppings and sauces. Bundle up with savory Cool Ranch Doritos, a refreshing Sprite, and a classic chocolate chip cookie for a hearty meal that'll leave you feeling oh so satisfied. Available for a limited time at your neighborhood Port of Subs, or order at portofsubs.com or on our mobile app. Port of Subs, we're slicing up the quality you crave.
Whatever yummy number you're dreaming of, sliced fresh sandwiches, portal subs.
Reno's Veterans Guest House is the home away from home that provides temporary overnight lodging for veterans or family members receiving medical care in the Reno area, some from hundreds of miles away, like veteran Joy Brown.
I'm a Navy veteran, and I go quite often due to my service-connected disabilities, and it gives me a place to stay, so there's no way I can drive back and forth.
Veterans Guest House receives no government money. It's privately supported by people like you.
Please support the guest house. Thank you.
Find out how you can help at veteransguesthouse.org.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we're back with America Matters. I'm Leo Zacky with Eddie Floyd, and joining us today is Nathan Osmond.
That's right.
The man, the myth, the legend, entertainer, speaker, and podcaster. And don't forget, he's got Osmond Home Loans if you need any help getting financing for your new property. He can make that happen at osmondhomeloans.com. He's got great deals, and he operates in, is it 9 states now, including California?
We're in 8 states. We're in 8 states, but one of them is your state, the state of California. They need a lot of mortgages right now. So, yeah, we're serve NMLS number 2043092, equal housing lender, baby. Yeah, we love to help people, and we're I'm based in Utah, but we go all over the country and help people to achieve that American dream. Talk about home ownership, being able to own your own place, calling your own place home, and that's the thing. If you're renting right now, rent to me is a 4-letter word in a musical. Let me show you how to get rid of rent and turn yourself into a homeowner. And if I can't get you qualified, let me tell you this. I have other ways of getting you into a home. We have rent-to-own type programs I can plug you into. So give me a call today. All of our information is there at osmondhomeloans.com. We love to help turn people into homeowners. Saving the world, one mortgage at a time.
I love it, Nathan. Thank you for that. And thank you for what you're doing to help folks. It's really important that, people get a fair deal and you make that happen. But,
absolutely.
Talking about a fair deal, well, the people in California certainly aren't getting a fair deal with the current leadership that we have right now. Just to give everybody a quick update on all the fires and the data on that. The Hughes fire, which is the one burning up around Lake Castaic, it's at 95% containment. It's burned 10,425 acres.
Wow.
The mandatory evacuations have been restricted, have been lifted, though some areas remain under mandatory evacuation warnings. The Palisades fire is what they're saying is at 94% containment, whatever the heck that's supposed to mean. It's been apparently burning for far too long. And then it's burned 23,448 acres. All evacuation orders have been lifted, and residents are now being able to be allowed to return to their homes or that cut out right there. I think.
Yeah, you got cut out.
There we go. I gotta fix this up again. I have to fix this cable on my microphone. But then we have the Eaton fire burned through Altadena area. That is burned approximately 14,021 acres. It's at 98% containment. There are no evacuation orders or warnings with that. Then there was the Sepulveda fire, which broke out on very late. Was that Thursday night, which I was very, 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 very angry about, or Wednesday night, whatever it was, Wednesday night, Thursday, something like that, whatever. I was in New York and I was really pissed off to hear about that because that was an arsonist who started that. 45 acres burned with that one.
Wow.
And all the evacuation orders have been lifted, but they're saying it's at 60% containment. It's just up the road, fire's out, but they got to be careful of hot spots. I think with the rain, I think we're good, but it's just got to clarify all that stuff.
Well, Leo, I've got to share with you one of the funniest texts that I've ever received, and it's from my favorite race car driver. You both know her, Danica Patrick. Okay. And she said, "Hello, handsome. How are you doing today?" So I wrote back and said, "Hi, Danica. Are you talking to me or Nathan?" And she said, "Neither one. I'm talking to Leo Zacky."
Yeah, right. You're going to have to send me a screenshot of that.
I will send it to
you. That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
No, she's awesome, and she's conservative, and she's a hell of a race car driver. I used to do karting myself.
Yeah, she really is. Yep.
How did that meeting go with Trump and Newsom the other day? Did you get to see all that happen? Go down?
I was, I just wanted to talk about that. So, I mean, the big topics were for sure forest and water management.
Yeah.
And, obviously we're not doing that here in California under Gavin Newsom's very, very concerned and forward thinking and progressive watchful eye. And also the federal aid. I mean, that Trump is holding back until he gets what he wants. And it's not that he gets what he wants. It's he gets what's best for the people because he's actually using common sense and running this as a business, which is exactly how he's supposed to run a country. He's supposed to run it like a business. It takes in revenue in the form of taxes and tariffs. And in return, it's supposed to provide, a functioning, not broken society for its people that is safe and, affordable. But, we don't get that here in California because the woke liberal progressives sure really want to drive us towards Marxism. So, he's had a big stance against that, which is great. We need Trump to fight for we, the people. That's why he got an overwhelming vote, won the popular vote, won the electoral college. I don't hear the libtards crying about the electoral college this time around, which is great. But Newsom's response to that, as with the relief initiatives, is that He signed a bipartisan $2.5 billion relief package aimed at expediting the cleanup and debris removal and the rebuilding efforts in the LA area. So we'll see if that's enough and if that gets it done. And, I'm sure there's going to be money laundering all along the way because that's how Newsom and the leftists like to do it. And I'll get into some of that money laundering in a bit with some of the other things that he's done down in a bit. But, he's calling for unity and he's expressed a desire to work with the federal authorities to support the affected communities. But, it's all just, it's lip service. I mean, I'm sure it's stuff he has to do to get it done, but I'm not really hearing too much on the efficiency. But when it comes to what I was saying about this corruption stuff, now his whole thing is that he wants to address misinformation, our favorite totalitarian word, misinformation.
Yeah.
And so in order to address the misinformation, he's put together a like a website about a fact, because the fact checkers, they're on point, a fact checking website to make sure that misinformation about the fires doesn't get spread, right? The website called California Fire Facts, and trust me, it's full of
I'm starting to think that misinformation is a beauty queen,
right?
It's like, come on, just tell us the truth. The truth will set you free, correct? And there's so many things going on in California. We're trying to keep up with them. I just was watching TikTok, and somebody had said something about an explosion at the LA Convention Center. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah. I feel like
that's the thing. There's always so many things about wars and rumors of wars. Some people are like, what is the truth? Are we just being duped about these fires and these explosions? Yeah. We just want to know the truth. Leo, what does California need? Let's get down to the truth. What does your state need, and what are you going to do to bring it?
Well, it needs common sense, and it needs a plan and a way to get out of all these issues. And I've developed all those things. I appreciate you asking that, Nathan. Obviously, we need to have more water storage. We need to have proper infrastructure being maintained and repaired, that so fire hydrants work and they have pressure and there's water that goes into them. We also need to have redundancy and cheap electricity, and that can come in the form of small modular nuclear reactors, which is something I'm a huge proponent of. Also, regular nuclear plants are totally fine. I'm not against those, but more hydroelectric, but you can have more hydroelectric if you have dams. And what Gavin Newsom's been doing is removing hydroelectric dams. So he's been eliminating the water storage and the electrical generation, which is a double whammy for us here in California. Wow.
In the middle of a drought, nonetheless.
Yeah. Look, it's for the fish. It's for the fish. Forget the people.
That sounds fishy.
Yep.
Hey.
So, there's a lot of things that this state needs, and I can get into a whole litany on that, but I wanted to go back to this whole, this California Fire Facts website.
Yes.
So, it's clearly this is a political tool because you got fact checkers and misinformation being brought to you by the Democrats, the woke corrupt globalist Democrats, and there's a ability there to make donations through an organization called Act Blue. Have you heard of Act Blue? Very, very, very Democrat fundraising machine. Big time. Big one. And on top of that, they're using this as a means to push a false narrative like climate change and also collect money and donor information at the same time. So this is just a tool for the corrupt Democrats to information gather, to raise money on, again, they're saying fighting misinformation, but really it's going to go fund a whole bunch of 501c4 crap and political candidates that are definitely not looking out for you or we the people's best interests, but certainly their self-interest and the interests of their globalist puppet masters. So that's the big issue with that right now. And the problem is people are just they're gonna believe this stuff. So this approach really, it prioritizes data collection for the future Democrat campaigns over direct assistance to wildfire victims. It's amazing how they can camouflage that stuff into something that they want they helping people. It's really lowball and disgusting. And I really hope people don't fall for it. That's why I'm calling attention to it in this manner, and I hope the rest of you do as well. So,
well, you know what? The American Revolutionary War really started with a little pamphlet. It started with something called Common Sense. And this one pamphlet changed the thoughts of most people in this country to you know what? It makes a whole lot of sense to fight for what's right. And I've actually held an original copy of Common Sense. It is
really
so neat. Like hold one of those in your hands and think, wow, this is what helped get it all started. But it just takes one man with a dream. I mean, we just celebrated Martin Luther King's Day the other day, on Inauguration Day, on Liberation Day. And so awesome to get to see his dream come to life. You're a man with a dream, Leo Zacky, and we're super excited to stand behind you because that's what California needs and deserves. We've seen what the last 4 years have brought to our nation. And when there's chaos, it's awful. How long did it take them to even go to North Carolina and California to visit these devastations? And our new president here did it in one day.
Boom.
Bam.
Boom. First week he's in office, handling this, helping the people, getting people housing, getting people into the shelters, getting them the funding they need, getting the equipment in there to clean it up and start bringing it back to normal. But you know what? It all happens because you have somebody that cares in office and not someone that is in it for self-serving interests that want to destroy and decimate a population. But we do got to take our bottom of the hour break, Nathan. When we get back, we're going to continue the conversation. I'm Leo Zacky with Eddie Floyd, Nathan Osmond. This is America Matters. We'll be right back.
Barbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen, would like to thank every customer for your loyalty and continued support through these challenging times. Call for takeout and delivery of rib tips, brisket, ahi, tuna, roasted veggies, and much more. Barbecue's open from 11 to 7. Monday through Saturday, and delivers hot food safe and healthy. Call 499-5855 for details. 499-5855 Charbecue, as featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Get real. Get into Charbecue Reno.
Have you, a friend, or family member been diagnosed with cancer? Dr. Forsyth at the Forsyth Cancer Care Center offers an all-inclusive program to treat adult types of cancer. The Forsyth Immune Protocol Cancer Treatment Plan, in a current prospective study of over 6.5 years and 1,200 adult cancer patients, has produced a remarkable 30 times greater survival statistic when compared to conventional full-dose chemotherapy. Greater than 95% of all their patients choose low-dose insulin-potentiated life chemotherapy, using only 10 to 15% chemotherapy dosing with insulin. Dr. Forsyth has long been considered one of the most respected physicians in the United States, particularly for his treatment of cancer and the legal use of human growth hormone. Located in Reno, Nevada, Dr. Forsyth has seen patients from all over the world. To schedule your consultation today, call 775-827-0707. That number again is 775-827-0707.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite nonprofit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Hi, I'm Noreen Leary, CEO of the Veterans Guest House. Guest House is a home away from home for our veterans and their families who travel to Reno for medical care. Our house is more than just a warm bed. It's a place of camaraderie where veterans can find support and long-lasting friends. We serve veterans, men and women, young and old, Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force. Wherever they hail from and whatever their circumstance, the Veterans Guest House is ready to support them. The reason we feel so strongly about our mission is that we know that many veterans would forgo their medical treatments because they simply can't afford the accommodations. The guest house is one of a kind in the country, funded entirely through private donations. Want to know how you can help? There are many ways you can be involved, from volunteering, providing dinners, or supplying items from our wish list. Find out more about the guest house at www.veteransguesthouse.org. Serving veterans today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we're back with America Matters. I'm Leo Zacky with Eddie Floyd and Nathan Osmond. And Well, we've been talking about the fires because, well, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. It's in my backyard, quite literally, and it's definitely changed the landscape of California, and it's been so devastating that, well, 24 people are dead. Over 50,000 acres of land has burned. 12,000 structures have been destroyed, and the cleanup process has like barely begun, but it's just been failure after failure after failure with the leadership here in California. So I've got a couple of clips I wanted to play. One I wanted to play emphasizing the point I was just making. So take a listen.
Politicians cannot be blamed for natural disasters. You can't prepare for something like wind or earthquakes, but the question becomes, does the policy you create minimize the damage done? Or did it potentially make it worse? And with this one, I don't know how this didn't make the situation worse in the Palisades. In 2019, the Department of Water and Power started a project in the Palisades to replace nearly century-old wooden power poles with fire-resistant steel ones. They were going to widen the fire lanes and install safer power lines because the area was identified as an extremely high fire risk. So here's the twist. It was stopped. Conservationists have discovered that there were 200 endangered shrubs that had been trampled during this project. Instead of finishing the fire safety upgrades, the city was fined $2 million, ordered to reverse the work, and to replace the shrubs. Fast forward to today, those shrubs are gone, consumed by the same fire that has destroyed 24,000 acres, over 5,000 homes, and has taken 24 lives. And the steel poles? We don't think they were ever installed. So when things like this are done, I don't know how you blame the whole thing on natural disaster. To me, this sounds like policy decisions and bureaucracy. And when bureaucracy starts prioritizing plans over public safety, we have to ask ourselves, what is the cost of this decision? And could this fire have not done as much damage if we wouldn't have done that? What do you guys think?
So I can tell you for a fact, because I live here in Los Angeles and I drive through these areas quite regularly, that those poles have not ever been installed. And I mean, think about it. Think about the money and the man hours that they had to put together. Not only did they have to put together a team of people like an organization had to sit down, have a meeting and say, we need to get a bunch of people out there to go and monitor this construction situation and inspect the endangered shrubs or whatever in that area. So they had to like brainstorm that one out and then go and find people to do that role and then spend the money and the time sending these people and, city equipment out there to go and find these 200 shrubs that they determined to have been trampled by humans in this construction project. I mean, and then figure out a fine for it. I mean, just like the absolute level of ridiculous absurdity and asinine, like just environmental eco woke crap. Like, do you really have like nothing better to? It's like it'd be like if you had like a team of people like that were like supposed to go into like everybody's home and like micromanage and like inspect their grout in their showers and they're molding around their toilets and stuff like that, like to see if it was up to standard, up to code or whatever, just some ridiculous thing like that. So they didn't get the project done because woke environmentalists and their bogus policies cost more money to replace these shrubs. And they put an emphasis on 200 shrubs instead of, I don't know, a city of 12 or 14 million people. I mean, we're putting shrubs and fish before people. The cool thing about shrubs and fish is that you can put them in captivity and let them grow there. And then once you do all the things you need to do when you want to release it back into the wild, you can do that.
Yeah.
Really, what a concept.
Yeah. The San Diego Zoo probably already has those shrubs growing there. So you're preserving them. That's great. But to think of the 24 lives that we cannot replace now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm sure the families want to come personally visit you and your policies and let you know how they feel about the loss of their loved one.
I hope their whole house is surrounded in those shrubs.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Well, it's all about common sense. And it seems like we're always trying to find reasons why not to do the right thing. We have every reason to do the right thing. And people say, well, what's the right thing? the fish or the shrubs or the people? Well, last time I checked, you know what? We are God's kids, you know, and we were placed. It even says that above the animals. We love animals. Don't get me wrong, Peter. But the point is that when your neighbor is gone, we can replace homes. We can replace all those things, but we cannot replace those lives.
Right.
And that is the biggest loss of all. I mean, I'm devastated by all of the loss of the homes that have been wiped out, cities completely gone. I mean, every time I hear Miley Cyrus singing Malibu, I just want to cry now because, I mean, talk about a loss. And you saw that happen. And that's why you're running. That's why we are trying to get Leo Zacky in office, guys. We need somebody there.
It's one of the many reasons, and
fix this stuff.
You know, pardon the pun, but you know that kind of stuff fuels my fire for doing what I'm doing, and this is stuff I've been talking about for years. I've had this wildfire policy of mine in place for over 4 years. Mm-hmm. You can easily go and check it out on my website, no problem. Happy to. Really, really plain and simple. It's not that hard. Yeah. You know, it's amazing what happens when work the land and are a farmer for your living and your whole family's done that for 100 years. But yeah, it's amazing how you learn how the environment works. And the fact that, again, they're putting this environmentalist crap ahead of the people is because we as a society and as Americans living in this very advanced first world country, we've got it so good. And people have become so comfortable, and they don't know where their food comes from or how anything's made, or because they've got all this, because they've got the luxury of comfort and time and fresh water at the spigot. All they got to do is turn that little knob and fresh water comes out, and then they turn that knob and it stops coming out, and you've got natural gas being piped into your home to heat your home and to cook your food, and you have electricity and a flip of a switch and the lights come on, and you can turn on the air conditioning and stay comfortable. People have all these luxuries.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with these luxuries that we have created over the years as a society. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is people have become so comfortable that they now emphasize their time on feelings and this emotional searching because they don't create anything in a significant manner, and that's, and I don't mean to bash artists. And I know, Nathan, I know you're an artist yourself, but people that emphasize everything on, and don't get me wrong, just creativity is a beautiful thing, but when you emphasize everything about artistic, things or empathy, you have, I'm not saying don't have any of those things. I'm just saying when it's all about that and you lose sight of the foundational pieces and what's important and how things actually fit into place and work, you wind up in this woke progressive mindset. And then the beating down of our own people and saying that, oh, well, I'm fortunate because of my skin color and this and that, and we have to support all these other people. We have to, it's this kind of attitude. It takes away the merit component. And there's nothing wrong with, having things or being born into a family that has things. You know why? Because somewhere down the line, somebody cut their teeth, busted their hump, and broke their back to make it happen so you wouldn't have to go through those things. But to forget where you came from, to forget how your family got there, and to forget how society functions normally leads to this kind of destructive regression that we are witnessing right now.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves to win, right? Mm-hmm. But what does win stand for? What's important now? If we asked ourselves that in California or whatever state we live in, and we focused on what's important now, for you guys, it's putting out these fires. For you guys, it's about replacing poor leadership. For you guys, it's about policies and putting the fish and putting the shrubberies over here where they deserve to be, and focus on what's important now. We got lives that are in danger. Last time I was on your show, you talked about people who have to talk about, their identities and what they, their pronouns before they tell you about an emergency. That's dangerous. We need to get down. What's important now? The neighborhood's on fire. Let's get out of here.
Right.
Forget about identity policies. Let's focus on safety. Let's focus on what's going to preserve life. what's going to protect our neighbors and ourselves and our families and our children, their futures. Right now, California it's always been one of the best states in the whole country. But right now, it's the number one state people are moving out of. And people vote with their dollars. What's happening in California under Newsom?
Well, everybody's broke. Everything's broken. Nothing works. And people are upset and they feel distraught and they feel hopeless. And that's why they leave.
Yes. By their fruit ye shall know them, says one of my favorite books. What are the fruits of this current administration that you have there? That's why this young man here is running. You got some great ideas, and you got the fire in your belly that's going to help to put out these fires and light a new fire of hope. That's what California needs, is a new fire of hope. And when people lose hope, they can't have faith to begin with. But that's when people lose hope, that's when neighborhoods turn into hoods and sometimes to ashes, which is just devastating. So we're so sorry for all of those who have suffered such loss during these fires. We're praying for you, and we're praying for common sense to come back to that Capitol building. I'm going to be in Sacramento this coming weekend. I'm coming to your state. I'm very, very excited. I'll be there teaching people all about real estate, investing in California. It's going to be fantastic. But I just want to let you know, I love your state. I used to live there as a baby. The Donnie and Marie shows were filmed there. And I used to live there as a child. But you know what? I've been back so many times. And to watch California burn as it has this year, it's just been so heartbreaking. We need good leadership. And pray, by the way, we want to thank all those first responders and their families for putting their lives on the line. As I see those big airplanes dive and dropping all that red juice, to put out the fires, that it's just incredible what they do daily. So let's all give thanks for our first responders out there and their families.
Absolutely, Nathan. I couldn't agree with you more on that one. We're going to take our last break here on America Matters. When we get back, I got one more clip I want to show you about, what happens when you let things fall apart in the way they are. So with that, we're going to take our last break here. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite nonprofit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.WaiNemaRanch.com. That's WYNEMA Ranch.com.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
The all-volunteer nonprofit Assistance League, Reno Sparks, is working to improve lives in Washoe County. Annually, they provide new clothes and grooming essentials to over 3,000 children through Operation School Bell. Students in Transition addresses needs of homeless teens. Find out more by visiting their website, renosparks.assistanceleague.org. These activities are funded by Assistant League Thrift Shop at 1701 Vassar Street, open 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we're back with America Matters. I'm Leo Zacky with Eddie Floyd and Nathan Osmond today, and we've been talking about the wildfires because it's big news. For sure it's big news. I know there's a lot of other stuff going on. We got mass deportation starting to take place. Love that. I love that. But I wanted to make sure that, folks understand how bad of a situation is that we're in here in California with the lack of just proper management and what happens with these budget cuts that they put on us because they want to incentivize I wouldn't say incentivize, but they want to prioritize rather the Green New Deal, the great green scam that they are putting on us. Gavin Newsom cut the fire budget by $101 million.
Wow.
But you know what he did? He put $14.7 billion into this Green New Deal policy crap, trying to make everything electric vehicles and calling, to make the state, zero emission and clean energy projects and all this garbage. $14.7 billion for that, cuts $101 million from the fire department. And this is what budget cuts to the fire department look like. I got to play this clip here. So this is the decay that we're facing. Take a look.
Fire stations are falling apart, and there are some that are even dangerous. Over the past few days, I've probably been to 20 firehouses, and what I've seen has been absolutely infuriating. It is impossible to get anything fixed. Most of the firemen I've talked to this week do the repairs at the stations themselves with their own money. I'm not exaggerating this. The very first firehouse I pulled up to, there were firemen in the back filling in a pothole with sand. If LAFD finds out you've made any of your own repairs, you're punished. I have talked to firemen that have to barter supplies with other stations to get the supplies that they need. At the next station, when I asked the fireman if I can come in and document the damage, he said, just take pictures of the outside of the building and you'll know what the inside is like. This fire station, its garage door has been broken for a year. They've begged and begged LAFD in to fix it, who was punishing them for not having quick enough response times. And it got repaired this week only because the local community stepped in and fundraised money. There's stuff like this citywide, and LAFD is terrified you'll find out because they know you'll be pissed. The mold infestation at Los Angeles Fire Station 112 was so bad, it sent its fire chief to the hospital. He was on life support for 3 weeks. His leg turned black and they had to amputate his thumb. Mold is a huge problem. It isn't just one fire department. It's like 15 and very well documented. Going back to station 112, after complaints and complaints, I talked with a guy who self-financed his own mold test. When the inspector came, he told him it was the worst case of mold he'd seen in his life. Another fireman here refused to go into the kitchen because every time he did, his face would break out in hives. The firemen here were sleeping on the fireboat until their higher up told them they had to stop doing that because it looked bad. Why is this like this? There's multiple reasons, but the biggest is the union. An active fireman told me there's a lack of funding, goes nowhere bureaucracy, inaccessible chain of command, and mismanagement. So look, I'm not intimate with this union's policies, but if it's any indication, they might have the one flagpole I have seen in the city that's not flying at half-mast. Seems like they have a lot of respect. A fireman told me every fireman in the city are terrified to talk to you. This is actually the reason why firemen can't talk to media. As a fireman told me, it's their way of damage control. And anyone knows if they talk to media, they'll be fired. I've had a gut-wrenching week talking to people who have lost their houses every single day. And this is the first story where I've had someone in tears in front of me. I need to thank Watchdog LA for pointing me in the direction of these stories. Over the next few weeks, you're going to see people behind podiums downtown being like, these are our city's heroes. And I just want you to know, the moment they step away from that podium, they're okay with their heroes being treated like dogs.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, for those radio listeners out there that couldn't see, I mean, Nathan, those buildings were decrepit. They were falling apart. Like the outsides had mold. They were crumbling. I mean, that's just from the outside.
Yeah. Mark Wills has a great country song called Looking for America. And that song, that video reminded me of that song. It says, I'm looking for America. That doesn't resemble America.
No.
That's not the greatest nation on earth that I remember. Last time I checked, we watched out for our firefighters and their families and our first responders. We rallied together. The thing is to see it crumble. It represents, it all starts at the top.
Yep.
It all starts at the top. That's why we need great leadership in California and all states. But the people, we are the voice. We're the ones that decide who gets in there and who doesn't. And you guys that are listening to this have the opportunity to vote for a better leadership. We deserve better in California. And that's why I'm so proud of my friend Leo Zacky here, who's running for governor of California. And your website is leozacky.com. And you need funds to be able to win this thing. So if you really want to get together and you'd like to see leadership that can help clean up those fire departments and help keep those guys safe who are keeping us safe, then go ahead and vote Leo Zacky at leozacky.com. He's got all his information on there. We're just so grateful to have you here with us today, to be on your show here. And thank you for always supporting us and what we're doing too.
Of course, I appreciate that, Nathan. And don't forget to follow me on social media at Leo S. Zacky. That's Leo, the letter S, Zacky. I've been posting a lot of stuff. I've got great new videos coming out every day. So check them out. Really high quality stuff. So we do. Zacky, known for quality, baby. So check that stuff out.
You're ready to rebuild California. And
we
can get all realtors and home builders and mortgage loan officers and everybody in the real estate world, the developers. Let's all get behind Leo Zacky, because that is your plan. Let's rebuild what we've lost. And we all need to gather behind great leadership. And that's what we find in you, brother. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we have to do it in an economical manner and focusing on the people and not wasting money on. And the key word that was mentioned in that last video was bureaucracy. That's really what's getting in the way of everything, because of all the unnecessary government expenses and waste that go into this crap. I mean, the other day I played that video of the lady who's in charge of the DWP for Los Angeles, $750,000 a year. And her whole thing was about equity and DEI crap. That was all she cared to talk about. Not how we're going to make the water better or cleaner or cheaper, or, things work right. No. DEI stuff. It's that kind of stuff that is not helping the people. It's hurting the people. It's certainly helping the people enrich themselves that are in charge of this crap. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly when you have, these things like this California fire fax thing that Gavin Newsom has got going now, where, with Act Blue collecting information and money. And don't forget, Gavin Newsom has a very long history in relationship with the Act Blue people. That Act Blue entity has been funding his political ambitions for decades. And
follow the money.
It's all money. It's all about the money.
I say, not as I do. We remember COVID. We remember the parties. Put your mask on. Go do this, and then
but I'm going to French Laundry, right?
Well, and then his aunt went and got the haircuts. We just got to look at the hypocrisy that's out there. Of course. And we have the rights and the freedom and the liberty to choose. We get to put into that beautiful Capitol building. I'm going to see this next weekend. Who's going to lead this next round of leadership? And that is Leo Zacky. And so we're so excited that you have your head on straight and that you're all about the people. And when it comes down to it, it's the golden rule: do unto others as you would have done unto you.
There you go. It's really that simple. And you don't do good because you expect good in return. You just do good, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Really not that hard. And I don't need this job. I don't want to be famous. You think I want to do any of this? You think I want to put on a suit and tie every day and do all this stuff? No, I don't want to do that. I'd love to be anonymous and wealthy and go live my life very peacefully. But you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that, or my kids aren't going to be able to do that if we let this continue the way it's going. And I won't stand for that. So I'll be the guy who stands up and takes the arrows and all that. I have no choice. And I don't trust anybody else to do the job better than I will, with the integrity that I have, that will not fall to corruption, because I care. This is about what I want to do. When I was asked about this job and wanting to do this. What would it take for me not to do that? And I said, well, that depends. What's a lot of money? I made a small pinch. I said, is this a lot of money? I made a bigger pinch. Is this a lot of money? I held my hands about a foot apart. I said, is this a lot of money? And then I followed up with, what's a lot of money? You tell me what's a lot of money, because I'll tell you what, there's no price you can put on my country and my freedom and my rights. And it's really that simple. It's all that stuff that we have that are given to us by our founding fathers is priceless. And that's what I'm fighting for. And with that, we're out of time here on America Matters.